I have used a standalone dashcam in my Tesla Model 3 since I purchased the car. Even when the Tesla dashcam was introduced, I still used it. While the TeslaCam has improved to include not just the front view, but the two rearward angle side views and the rear license plate wide angle view. My main problem is that the front camera is fairly telephoto in its viewing angle. You will see this in the driving tests later on. I purchased this new standalone dashcam for a number of reasons. One, I wanted a true 4K resolution. My previous model supported 1080p. By the way, the Tesla cameras are 1280 by 960 or roughly 720p resolution. Second, my old dashcam supported only 32GB microSD cards, which does not hold a lot of video. My new dashcam supports 256GB cards. My dashcam uses a 170-degree wide-angle lens, which covers the entire view out of the windshield. Lastly, I like the ability to view and copy the files without using my PC. This new dashcam supports Wi-Fi connections. I can download the Rexing app on my phone, and then I can connect to the dashcam to view or copy files. It uses a plastic mount with 3M tape that sticks on the windshield, or in my case, the autopilot camera housing. Then you can slide the dashcam on it and it will snap in. Here is a close-up view of the device attached to the mount. The left side has a port for a rear view camera that is optional, and a GPS port which isn't used since it's built into this particular version. The lens can be moved up or down inside the housing depending on your car. On the right side, there's a slot for the microSD card and a mini USB power port. Insert the mini USB cable to provide power. I routed the USB cable along the top of the windshield trim, down the right side trim, behind the glove box, and along the right side of the center console. There, it plugs into the 12-volt power supply with a USB adapter. I had this one with my previous dashcam, and it takes up less space than the combination 12-volt plug and USB cable that comes with the Rexing dashcam. The power button is mostly used to shut off or turn on the dashcam. You press and hold for a few seconds for it to shut down. You will see the Rexing screen at that point. Also, a quick press of the power button will turn the LCD display on or off. Make sure the power is off before putting in or removing the microSD card. When inserting the microSD card, put it in with the label facing up. It takes a little bit of your fingernail to insert and remove the card. The port uses a press-in method to insert and remove. Here you can see I have a 256GB card. I highly recommend getting the high endurance versions that work well with dashcams. Here is the startup screen and showing the SD card being accessed. To change settings on the dashcam, use the 4 buttons along the bottom. The far right is the M or menu button. It is also used as a back button. The mic or right arrow button next to it scrolls down the list of options. The rec or left arrow button scrolls up the list of options. The OK button selects an option. There are 2 menus, one for the camera settings and another one for the dashcam settings. Usually you set your preferences and you will probably not use the menu very often after that. For example, here you can set the resolution and encoding format, as well as the loop time. I usually like to set it to the longest option. And when you press the menu button again, it'll switch to the system settings. Set screensaver to on if you like to disable the LCD while you're driving. You can easily turn it back on by pressing the power button. Here there are settings for time, date, language, Wi-Fi, volume, and other options. I also suggest formatting the microSD the first time you use it. This is the GPS screen. It shows the number of satellites that are within view of this device and also their signal strength. For the next part of the video, I'm going to connect the Dashcam to my phone using Wi-Fi. In the menu, turn Wi-Fi to on. This screen shows the Wi-Fi ID and password to use when you connect your phone. After downloading the app, press the icon to start. Press the connect button to get started. Choose the Dashcam's ID. Go back to the app and then press connect again. And this is like a remote control screen. When you press the videos button, it comes up with a list of all the recordings on the device. Give it a few seconds to load the info. Now there are thumbnails of the recordings. Press one of these if you want to play it. And press this button to make it full screen. You can also edit and trim the files, and you can also save them to your phone if you wanted to. And after reviewing some of the videos, if you don't want them anymore, you can delete them from this app. Under the Photos menu, I don't have any photos yet, so it's blank. The Change View button is if you have the rear camera attached to the Dashcam. You can also access any of the settings on the Dashcam itself and update them on the phone. For this next section, I'm going to show some daytime driving tests, and then after that, some evening driving tests. Here are some tips on settings. Set the highest resolution, in this case 3840 by 2160 with 30 frames per second. Next, set the recording format to use H.265, which makes smaller, more efficient video files. I also set the loop recording to 3 minutes for less files to manage. While using the Dashcam, if you want a clip to be saved permanently, just press the OK button. You will also get about 44 hours of 4K video on a 256 gigabyte microSD card. The video screen plays while recording. If you want to shut off the screen, just briefly press the power button. You will see the rec and mic buttons flash as it continues recording. Or, in the settings, you can turn the screensaver to on. Note the GPS signal icon on the top of the screen. When active, it will have lines showing a signal. When not active, it just shows the dish. You can record sound in the car if you wish. If not, simply turn it off in the settings. To stop recording at any time, just press the rec button. The car's 12-volt power outlet in the center console is always on, even when the car is parked and locked. This may be handy for using the parking monitor feature on this Dashcam. The Dashcam is designed to operate in up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit and when not in use up to 160 degrees. I would recommend removing it and placing it in the glove box if you are parked in an area with temperatures above 160 degrees. This model also has built-in GPS, which is usually optional on Dashcams. And finally, the conclusion. This Dashcam does a very good job as far as recording video. Nighttime is always difficult for Dashcams due to the fast movement and less light, which can create smearing. For daytime recording, I do see a little compression artifacts, for example in the clear sky scenes. I think this is due to the recording bitrate. I've seen anywhere from 13 to 16 megabytes per second, compared to 30 or more used on cell phone video. I suppose there are some compromises on quality to allow continuous recording so that the system does not run into heat issues. Compared to the 1080p video on my previous Dashcam, this one is a definite improvement. It's also nice for documenting long-distance trips. Second, the loop recording files work very well. When you place one file after another, there's no gap or stutter in the frames. I have noticed this issue on my older Dashcam. And also, having the Wi-Fi phone app really adds another level of usability that my old Dashcam did not have. And lastly, the wide-angle view allows the recording to show everything in front of the car. If there was an accident, I would have ample evidence. The Tesla front view only shows a limited angle, which only shows a fraction of the front of the car. I still use both the standalone Dashcam and TeslaCam to cover all possibilities, and as a backup if one fails to record. Also, the TeslaCam records the side and rear views is an additional benefit of the built-in system. See the links in the video description for the Dashcam, high-endurance microSD card, and SD card reader. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.